All right, welcome to the Jazmine Vibe Garden. Welcome to the Jazmine Vibe Garden. I'm not gonna tell y'all how I was just talking for 10 minutes and I ain't hit the go live, but we'll start over. So, um, one of the reasons I've mentioned why I started my balcony garden was because I wanted to relieve stress and anxiety, and I started with just five seedlings that I purchased from my local farmers market. And I didn't know what it took, to make those plants grow. All I could do was observe them. And I put them out on my balcony. I came out, I watered them, I watched them, grow every day. And even to this plant is one of my first five that I grew right here. My habanero plant is one of my first five. Um, and I started to get all of these different concepts that were being, you know, just revealed to me at particular times when I was in the garden. And one of the things that I was thinking about was seeds. Um, so, with the Plants and Principles series, this series that we're doing now, this will be the first episode of the Plants and Principles series. I wanted to look at one particular um, plant and one particular principle that I've learned from that plant and put those things together to see how I can continue to grow like the plants grow. So I thought about, you always hear people say, think about what you did as a child and how happy you were doing those things. Like what really made you happy when you were a child. So I thought about those things and what my dreams and aspirations were and still are, and started to think about how those things align with who I am today. And I had come to a particular crossroads, and I was thinking about, you know, I have, just like seeds have everything inside of them that they need to reach their full potential. I also have everything inside of me, just like you have everything inside of you to reach your full potential. And I thought about it and I said, I was using all of my talents and skills to propel others when I should be focusing on developing, nurturing, and watering my own seed so I can grow my own inner garden. And I'll talk about that later because that was another idea that I had, the concept of growing your own inner garden, but starting with the seed. And I thought about seeds being like dreams. I said your dreams are inside of you, and you have these big grandiose dreams, awake or while you're asleep, and you don't know how you're going to accomplish those things. But with seeds, I look at the just the idea of seeds and what happens for them to break apart, break themselves out of that, uh, their exterior, break themselves apart from that, and propel themselves forward to become um, what they're destined to be. So for me, I wanted to look at, take a serious, inventory of what my dreams were, and if I was still aligning myself and being true to myself for what those things were. So just thinking about that concept of the seed, even when it's buried and you don't see anything happening, it's under the ground. And most of the time, you see seeds take about 10, 14 days before you see anything happening on the surface. Well, how long is that, in the span of a plant's life cycle? How long is their dream beneath the surface? How long does it take them once they emerge from underneath the surface to actually fully mature? And that's pretty much the concept that I've been thinking about. How can I take everything that's inside of me, my dream, my seed dream? How can I take that and break outside of that shell? How can I emerge above the surface? How can I uh, reach my fullest potential to be what I was destined to be, based on that seed, that dream that's only mine? Because every person has their own dream and their own seed in their own way that they have to fulfill it. Just like when you think of different seeds, even seeds that grow and bloom during the same season, sometimes it takes different things to. They might need a different amount of water. They might need a different amount of pH level to their soil, or that foundation. They might need a different level of sunlight. So when you think about yourself and what you need to mature, what do you need to uh, move out of that dark place, move your seed from that dark place to emerge above the surface? What can you do to fulfill your full potential? Um, it's it's those things, and when I put it in that perspective, I can wake up now and say, what am I doing today to help me get to my fullest potential? What am I doing today that's going to help me reach my seed dream? How can I bloom? How can I stand up and shine in my garden? How can I be that example for other people? How can I be that companion for someone else? Like, just like I talk about, other principles like companion planting with plants that need other plants, or not necessarily need, but they're beneficial to one another. They have a synergistic balance where they're growing and developing in harmony, and not only with uh, intimate partnerships, but with friendships. I say all types of familial relationships. Who are your companion partners? How can you grow um, in all of those things? For example, if I turn here, if I turn the camera, we can see my uh, my vine here. Or sorry, this one is my tomato, the purple Cherokee tomato plant. And then I also have this squash that's growing here that's intertwined with it. And it just reached out and started growing that way. Sometimes you have to reach out. I say, so, a lot of times when people are in dark places, people don't know because they're not reaching out. And it's no fault of yours or someone else's. It's just that people don't know. Um, so when you have people that can be in balance and in tune with you, and they can reach out and know at a particular moment what you need, and what's going to be most beneficial to you, or not even tell you what you need, but just be there as a listening ear, as a support system. It's those things. Those things are a part of my dream. That's a part of my passion and how I want to be of service, as I'm here and living and breathing, just like my plants are. They're of service to me. I give things to them. I come out and I nurture them every day, and then I can come and I can break these habaneros off and put them in my omelets in the morning. They give back to me. I say, so that's the process, that the way that I'm thinking of seeds as being your core. It's the thing that makes you wake up, that makes you tick, that makes you get up and get it. It's see, birds getting up and getting it too. So you have to get out and be able to know, and you do know. I say, because like I said, when you take stock and think about back to the things that really excited you when you were a kid. On this channel I talk about why I started, transitioning to be fully vegan, which I am now. It took from 2014 until now. Well, actually, until last year, I became completely vegan, and it was a process, a transition over that time, and it was something that I was leaning towards, because at the time I was vegetarian, and then I was diagnosed with porphyria, acute intermittent porphyria, which is a very rare um, genetic blood disorder. And I had to change. I found out that I was allergic to animal protein, so I had to change my diet. And when I did that, I started to, you know, look more at the things that I was consuming, and not only the food that I was putting into my body, the music that I was listening to, the images that I was consuming, um, all of those things, the things that I was putting back out, like my mom always says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So, you know, uh, one of my good friends, Carla, always says that, you know, you have to be gentle and kind to yourself. You have to talk kind to yourself. And that's the truth. I say you always have to be your own biggest support system. Um, and that's one of the things that I've learned, just recently in a short span of time. And I say all of those things, and when you think about it, it's like, where do those things come from? It's that seed, it's that source, it's that will to develop into your greatest potential that's already in you. You know what it is when you think about it. When I was a child, I had asthma, so I was in the house a lot. Like, I couldn't go outside and run around and play with the other kids a lot because I had really bad chronic asthma. And I would stay inside. I would draw a lot. I would color. I would watch TV. I would come up with. I would take things apart and put them back together. It was just the thing. I always wanted to see how things worked, which is why in the garden it's another, way that I'm like looking. Even I told my mom, I was talking about some of my clear containers when I showed the mint on the last live that I did. I was looking at the mint and the roots. You could see the roots through the clear container, and it's just seeing how things work. I say I like to be able to. I find joy in that. So those are the things that I'm going back to. I'm going back to being my creative self, of being able to look at things and take them apart and see how I can put them back together again in the same way and make them work in the same way that they were working before, or take those pieces and create something completely new. Like, I remember me and my younger brother, we used to take apart his race cars, and we would turn them into fans with popsicle sticks. So that was cool. Like, once we realized how to do that, and then we started using the motors to create all types of things. We would build bigger race cars with motors from all of the smaller race cars. So it's just, taking those things, the things that really made me happy, um, and putting them into what I'm doing now, and what I what I want to do to help people to come to a similar, if not, a similar realization of my concept of growing in the garden. Because I grow just as much as my plants do when I'm here. Um, when I come out, and like I said, originally it was to relieve my stress and anxiety, because I learned a long time ago that when I was working at Truly Living Well Center for Natural Urban Agriculture here in Atlanta, that when you put your hands in the soil, it relieves stress. It releases a stress reducing hormone. So I just started doing that. I started doing it all the time um, here. And I came out and I started doing it more and more. And I would start my day that way. Like I said, I would come out and have, my morning routine, my key lime water, fruit juice or fruit smoothie. And then it became, if I was working on something throughout the day and I felt that I was getting overwhelmed or stressed, I could easily come out on my balcony and take a few minutes. Maybe not even to, water everything, because, all gardeners know that, you can overwater. So you can't water every day. Sometimes you can't pull weeds every day and things like that. And sometimes all you can do is come out and observe and see what's going on. I see the way, you know, um, this environment around me interacts. The birds around here interact. I joke that I joked with the birds all season that they could eat my leaves, but please leave the produce. And I only lost one tomato to the birds this year, so that was good. So our agreement is solid. We're working out, um, and that was pretty much. I mean, we also. I just wanted to sum this thing up because I don't want the plants and principles to be too long. I just wanted to come with that concept of the seed dream. The seed dream. Your dreams is seeds and being developed inside of you. How can you develop those? Develop your own seed. How can you break through? How can you emerge? How can you reach your fullest potential? Um, and when you think about yourself as a seed that will eventually go through a full life cycle, how do you envision that life cycle? And your dream is already there. The dream has already been realized on on the seed level, but now it's time for you to realize it on the mind level. I say on the heart level. I say you have to realize those things so that you're able to develop and actually grow. Like when I come out and like sometimes I'll see my plants in there, droopy. Maybe I forgot to water them. Like I've been running around and I hadn't had a chance to water the plants. They're all droopy. As soon as I, pour into them, you know, they perk back up. Maybe I had a plant in the shade and it needed some sun. I moved it. I shifted that plant to another side of the garden or put it on the rack here in the garden. And now it's getting more sunlight and now it's happier. Like I said, every plant, every person is not going to be the same. Every journey is not going to be the same. Um, One of the things that I had to check in with myself with was about um, thinking about where I should be. And I had to like cancel that whole thing. Like, where should you be right now? And I'm exactly where I should be right now. You have to change your mindset. I say, I'm exactly where I should be at this moment for my growth and who I am. I'm exactly where I should be. I should be here. I should be planting a garden. I should be on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Jazmine Vibe Garden. I should be here. All of these things. I should be creating every day. I should be working in my community every day. I should be doing those things because that's always been a part of who I am. I think about one of the happiest times in my life was when I worked at the garden because I was learning so much. I was meeting new people every single day, meeting new people from the community. And that's a part of who I am. That's a part of what nurtures me and helps me to grow. I love learning. It's a part of who I am. It's what helps me grow. So all of those things, you have to decide who you are and what you want, what your desires are. I know what I desire when I get up in the morning. I know the life that I want to have. I know once my life cycle is complete, what I want that life to have been. I know those things now. I can already see in the future. That's a different channel, sightseeing. Check that one out too. When I can envision, I can plant my vision on what I want and achieve that goal. But I'm gonna stop here for today. So the my final thought is your seed is your dream. Your dream is inside of you. You have to do whatever it takes to nurture and develop your dreams. You have to do what it takes to nurture and develop your inner seed, your inner desire, your inner core of who you are, so that you can break through and emerge above the surface and be able to, have your moment in the sun, shine brightly. So that's everything for today. Again, this series is Plants and Principles. I'll have a weekly video up on a concept from the garden, And I thank you all for coming and coming out to vibe with me today. Um, the let's see, a small bite will be coming up tomorrow, so be sure to check out the YouTube channel for the next small bite. And also the vibe soundscape will be coming. Track 3 of the vibe soundscape will be coming soon, so be sure to check that out. If you all are enjoying the content, please share it. If you think anyone else would like to hear, what I'm talking about, please share it on your social media feeds and your emails. Yes, some old, the you got to step back sometime and take it to email. Not everything is on, or everyone again is on social media talking about that seed. Not everyone's the same, so please share this video out to people. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And if you like the content today, I ask that you please like the video. If you have any um, comments that you'd like to share, please leave them below in the comment section and I'll check them out. Be nice, be kind to yourself and others in the comment section and to me, because if not, I can be not so kind. But on another note, um, so thank you all again for coming to vibe out with me, and I will catch you all the next time at the Jazmine Vibe Garden. Bye bye.